A lot of excitement out in Kansas City and some excitement upcoming in Haverhill, where Ed Harding is standing by live now. Ed, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Actually, what we're going to do first is show you how the Red Sox fared today and then present to you perhaps the 5 most anxious and most nervous men in New England. The 5 bowlers who will bowl for the Super Bowl championship, if you will, in just a couple of minutes. But first, the Red Sox beat Kansas City. Well-pitched game from Aaron Seeley. An extra inning win for the Red Sox. It satisfies the 7,000 or so fans here. Roger Clemens behind the shades, taking a day off in Kansas City. Sox second, no score. Melvin with an RBI double. Cooper comes in. Sox take a 1-0 lead. And boy, did Aaron Seeley hold on to it. That's all he had to work with. And he just had what we call a nasty deuce. You see that curveball? Catcher drops to 2, and he just drops it off the end of the table. 5th inning, Seeley is working now on a no-hitter. He hits Kevin McReynolds. Look at McReynolds. He holds onto the bat like he's going to go out and challenge Seeley. Come on, get a life. With a no-hitter, he's not going to throw at you. Wake up. Seeley then comes back, still working on the no-hitter to McRae. Woohoo! Is that nasty or what? Did he commit? Yes, he did. Strike 3. Seeley, 10 strikeouts today for Butch Hobson. 7th inning, he loses first the no-hitter, then he loses the shutout, then he loses the lead. Wally Joyner with a base hit. That ties the game at 1. Aaron Seeley, a terrific effort, but no decision to show for it. And it only stayed at 1 because he got some very good defense. Here's the pitch. Watch the play by Mo Vaughn. He extends and takes the sacrifice bunt away, catching it on the fly. It stays game tied 1-1. Top of the 11th, Rob Deere knocks in the first run. Since he hit a home run his first game with the Red Sox, the run comes in. Sox win this game 2-1. The Yankees have lost, as you can see there. Take a look at the other numbers in the American League. Detroit and Oakland are still playing. California has beaten Milwaukee. The Red Sox have gained a half game as of right now on Toronto, but Toronto plays tonight in Baltimore, so you never know. Toronto plays tonight in Seattle, so you'll never know what's going to happen with them. The 2 guys everybody was watching last night at Foxborough Stadium, 2 quarterbacks, Joe Montana for the Kansas City Chiefs, Drew Bledsoe for the New England Patriots. Patriots in white. Montana, great reaction, finds nobody, just dumps it off to his 3rd receiver, and he gets a touchdown out of it. That's the kind of thing that Bledsoe is going to learn in the National League. That's the kind of thing that Joe Montana does very well. Now, here's the kind of thing that Bledsoe does very well. Finds Vincent Brisby, and good night. Nice run and catch for touchdown. Patriots, of course, losing 27-20 last night. Bledsoe, very encouraging. Joe Montana has to be certainly very encouraging for the Kansas City Chiefs. And here they are. Tommy Olszta, Jeff Atkins, Brian McKinley, Craig Holbrook, and Al Johnson, the 5 most nervous men in New England. Don Gillis and I will bring the championship show to you in just a minute. Brian, let's go back to Needham.
All right, Ed, I didn't see any nerves on display up there.
Not at all.
All right, have fun. That's our newscast, everyone. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll have the results of the Candlepin Championship and all the news coming up tonight at 11. Have a nice Saturday evening.
Looking for a great car at a great price? Well, your local Nissan dealers are having one of their biggest sales events of the year.
I was in the right place, and it must have been the right time.
Choose from a great selection of Nissan Altimas, the best-selling new car nameplate introduced this year. And it's very affordable. Right now, you can lease an Altima XE for only $1,000 down and just $199 a month. Your local Nissan dealer, it's the right place at the right time.
I was in the right place, and it must have been the right time.
I believe small, furry animals have the same rights as you and me.
I believe that solar energy is the answer to world peace.
I believe in free love.
What I can't believe is that we all watch him.
Rush Limbaugh, shaking up America.
I turned him on, and he turned me around.
Rush Limbaugh premieres September 13th on Channel 5.
Crisis in Youth Services, Sunday at 10:30.
Now, from the Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill, it's the 18th annual Candlepin Bowling Championship. And competing for the $10,000 grand prize are Tom Olszta of Sturbridge, who qualified with a 4.46. Jeff Atkins of Seeding Hills, who qualified with a 4.40. Brian McKinley of Hudson, New Hampshire, who qualified with a 4.25. Craig Holbrook of East Bridgewater, who qualified with a 4.22. And Al Johnson of Agawam, who also qualified with a 4.22. Hi, everybody. That's you people, too, huh? And we're glad that you're here. And we're glad that all you folks out there are here. I said 18th. Yes, really, 18th. Of course, we've been on the air for 35 years, but we have only had this championship show for 18 years. And I guess the last 11 when we've had 5 bowlers. Before that, it was just 2. Now, they are competing for prizes, as you know. First prize, $10,000. Second prize will be $5,000. Third prize will be $2,500. Fourth will be $1,500. And fifth will be $1,000. Now, you must notice that I mentioned 422 for each of the last 2 that I introduced. Well, we had a 1-string roll-off just to determine which of them would roll first and which of the one would roll second. And Al Johnson is very happy that that string is out of the way right now because Craig Holbrook just absolutely blew him out, about 183 to 109 with 9 marks. Fantastic. You didn't believe in saving it, huh, Craig? All right, now to explain how it's going to work, here is my colleague, Ed Harding.
I'm going to pick this up, if you don't mind.
No.
This was a stray ball we found in the alleys. We thought we'd pick that up, too. You know, I have to tell you, it's a thrill for me always to be here with you. And I did want to give an opportunity to thank all the viewers who were so loyal to Candlepin Doubles when we were on the air, and now that we have moved on to another forum, so I want to thank them for that. But we're ready? You pumped? You ready to go? You rocking and rolling?
Absolutely, and there's nothing like doing it live.
Well, you know, that's the thing. That's absolutely true. Now, before we get to the live performance here, a couple of great shows, particularly at the end of your season by Tommy Olszta. I think if we could, with a 7-match-in-a-row victory, I think we could call it a highlight run for Tommy Olszta. And in case you don't know, take a look.
It's a 9. So
July 31st, and we get our first indication this will be a special season for Tom Olszta.
Tom Olszta.
He follows strike 1 with a second, a third, and takes aim at a 4th strike in a row.
He has 4 in a row.
That's the 5th time in the history of the show that a bowler has hit 4 in a row. And just 1 week later, the comeback of the season. Trailing Craig Holbrook by 45 pins with just 2 boxes to go. He throws a spare in the 9th. Now watch his 10th box.
And a strike. All right, let's see what he gets now with the 2 bonus balls. He has another strike. He needs 5 to tie and 6 to win. 3 consecutive strikes.
3 strikes in a row, 50 pins in the final 2 boxes, and Tom Olszta wins the string and the match.
And you know, Don, because you were there and you saw it, but the amazing thing to me is you saw the 4 strikes in a row that he did on the show that aired in July. Jeff Atkins also had 4 in a row, too, in this season. When was it, Jeff? Right around Christmas time? December, right around there? So in the long life of the program, and in just yet the short runs of 4 strikes in a row, 2 of the fellows who have done it in the last 6-7 months are right here. So
it's amazing.
We have a great field for you. Yeah? Isn't that terrific? In case you don't know, that shot that you saw was just Tommy Olszta just sitting there collecting himself. If you don't know how the format works either, Al Johnson and Craig Holbrook will bowl again against each other. The survivor will bowl against Brian McKinley. The survivor will go against Jeff Atkins. And then the survivor will go in a 2-string final against Tommy Olszta. So let's see.
All right, and in addition to all of that money which they are going to take home, they also will take home permanent souvenirs. You hear me say that every Saturday. They are provided by Din Brothers of Boston and Holyoke, and there they are. Handsome trophies will be inscribed with their finish and the date and so forth. So what are we waiting for? Why don't we get underway?
Well, we'll get out of here and let them come out here.
Good.
All right.
Does Rotman's have leather?
You'll find it all at Rotman's.
And this butter-soft leather sofa, a $1,500 value, is now at Rotman's for $9.99. In choice of a dozen colors, just $9.99. The leather at Rotman's is fantastic.
To receive your free circular of furniture and carpet specials, call 1-800-7-ROTMANS.
More sports, more scores, more highlights, the week's best, and worse. For a complete look at the week's sports, catch all the action and excitement of your favorite teams with me, George Michael, on the Sports Machine. Sunday night at 11:35 here on Channel 5.
Kids aren't afraid of other kids. Or people with different color skin. That's because kids know there are other things. Worse things. Bigger things to be afraid of. Like monsters from outer space! Remember, friends come in all colors. A message brought to you by this television station.
All right, we explained, of course, that our 4th and 5th seed, Al Johnson and Craig Holbrook, had to have a roll-off, and it was won by Craig Holbrook. That means that Al Johnson will lead it off. And he leaves 3. He has the 3-pin, the 5, and the 10. Oh! He almost ran down there to knock that down by himself. I don't blame him. I thought it was going to go. 10-pin stays.
10-pin is gone. Hey, you have to wonder if those guys used their roll-off as an opportunity to warm up and how much is still in the arms. Imagine one of these guys having to go all the way to the final.
All right, let's see what Al does in his second box. Ooh, those half Worcesters do hurt. Ralph Stewart is our lob line judge and referee, and we have Tim Michelle and Don Riley, who are both right behind the bowlers, also acting as officials. I met Al's baby, Joe, just before the program. Just a few months old. So 18 pins. Now let's see whether Craig Holbrook can maintain the pace he had when they had their one-string roll-out. Imagine that, 9 marks.
Incredible. Incredible the 9 marks. Incredible the score.
All right, Craig is looking now at the 1, 3, and 7 to convert.
He's got it.
Wow. I don't know if that's any indication.
Well, the run continues for Craig Holbrook, and the roll-off, he had 9 marks in the 10 boxes, and now he starts off first box here with a nice pickup.
And for a fill, he's got 6, leaving the 1, 2, 9, and 10. I think everybody expected that that 10 was going to go.
Did that time.
Al Johnson once again. Al has really been red hot all season. He's the WCBC Pro Bowler of the Year. And there's an indication of the kind of bowler he is. And he also, there is his strike. Al also holds the International Candlepin Bowling Association sanctioned record for 10 strings with a terrific 10-string total of 1525. First ball gets him 6 and leaves him with the 3, 5, 6, and 10. Yes.
Well, there you have 2 in a row from Al Johnson. Nice strong 2 boxes for him. Holbrook having the 8-pin lead through the boxes scored already.
How about that? And that's, of course, the thing that makes this game so difficult and so challenging, that you can come right in on the head pin. All right, it's an 8.
Craig, of course, was the opponent when Tom Olszta came back. A little clip we showed at the beginning of the show.
What a finish that
Yeah.
was. All right, he's got a spare lead. 3 and 6. Craig's been on a roll lately. He won. He's made it. Prestigious $5,000 first place in a New Hampshire-based tournament. And also, he is the 1993 Massachusetts singles champion. All right, let's see now what Al can do with 2 consecutive marks. He's got 3 in a row.
You know, I was talking to Jeff Atkins, who's the number 2 seed in this tournament earlier, and he was talking about, you know, if you may warm up poorly, you may bowl well. Well, maybe Johnson in that bowl-off bowled poorly, but he's now bowled very well.
Boy, I'll say, and he is a very tough competitor.
It's an interesting leave, though.
One piece of wood doesn't seem as if it will be in play, but who knows? The 3, the 4, the 6, or if you prefer 3-6 on the right, 4-pin over on the left. And no, so close. He wanted that, wanted to kick that 3-pin over. Now Craig Holbrook.
Now you could see on the score sheet the 3 straight marks by Al Johnson. Only half of the horsemen go by.
6 and 10. Oh, it's an 8 box.
I'll tell you what, when you're in a 1-match roll-off too, when you're in a 10 boxes and move on, or 10 boxes and move out, you don't want to leave anything standing. So he's gone from what was an 8-pin lead to an 18-pin deficit through scored boxes already.
The left-hander fires, and nope, no strike that time. He's got the 7-pin to pick up. Good split screen, look at it. Bill Rubin, our producer and director, calling the shots. Now Al Johnson comes back again and has a single pin to pick up for a mark.
After Holbrook just gets a mark, gives himself an opportunity for a bonus ball to get back in this thing. Look at this roll.
Another mark for Al Johnson. Leading off sure isn't bothering Al. Wow.
We got to put a camera just on him, right?
He's going to break a record for jumping.
Either that or he's going to break the alley. I'm not sure.
All right, the pins are the 4 and 10. 1 piece of wood just to the right side of it. He's going to use it. He almost did it. Got that ball to take out the 4 and to fly over toward the 10, but it didn't go. He's got it.
And he had the confidence to try the tougher of the shots. Obviously, it didn't fall for him, but he didn't leave a pin standing. And now he's up to a 113.
Now Craig Holbrook, let's see what he can do in filling his spare. Here it is. Oh, the dreaded half Worcester. Can he come back? Another 8.
And his average is 129. And right now, through 7 boxes, he's at 78.
All right, he has a spare lead. The 4 and the 8. Craig is married, father of 1. He works for Coca-Cola. He has it.
Well, he's gotten that, and now that'll keep the flames stoking just a bit. But you take the 183 he rolled in the roll-off, and what he's gotten so far, the 88, it's a decent average.
Al Johnson. Al looking at 4 horsemen right side, and in back he has the 8-pin. Always tough. He was concentrating on trying to get that 8-pin in back and also get maybe a domino effect to make. A 6 box.
And now it becomes interesting.
Yes, 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 yes.
Remember, Holbrook will be throwing a bonus ball first time out.
127 average for Al Johnson. Man, did he ever fire that?
A nice comeback ball, yeah.
Yeah, sure was. His high single is 197. His high triple is 477. And he's got it. And he will finish right now with this bonus ball.
And he's already at 129, so take that and take this and add it onto that.
He gets 5.
He got a 5 more.
134. All right, Craig Holbrook now.
So he's at a 134, and Holbrook has already put 88 down.
Yeah. Craig's high single is 196, and his high triple is 405. But right now, what he's looking at is he needed that. Oh, baby, did he need that.
Well, there you go. The perfect strike, the perfect position. He fills it with 10, and now look what he's got.
At 108 and 134 to beat. First bonus ball gets in. Oh, so close to 2 consecutive strikes.
Right on that one.
$128.
He needs 7 pins. 7 pins.
And he got only 5.
Oh,
how about that?
No.
He needed 7. You would think any time that he would have at least 8. What a tough loss. Oh, baby.
A 1-pin victory for Al Johnson.
6 would have tied and 7 would have won it, and he got 5. And you'd expect almost any time that Craig Holbrook would get a minimum of 7. Okay. All right. Brian McKinley will be facing Al Johnson right after this.
At Atlantic Chrysler Plymouth Toyota's August clearance sale, you can buy a new car or truck for as little as 2% over invoice. Buy a Chrysler for 2% over invoice. Buy a Toyota for 2% over invoice. Buy a Plymouth for 2% over invoice. Over 300 vehicles available for this sale, but hurry. This tremendous sale ends Monday, August 30th. Atlantic Chrysler Plymouth Toyota, Route 1A, the Linway in Lynn. Don't miss the most fantastic August clearance sale ever.
The greatest Klingon warrior of all time returns.
I want you to have a place at my side as we restore honor to our people.
But Worf is trapped between two leaders.
It will be glorious. It will be war.
Now he must stop a battle for supreme power.
We are Klingons!
To save the entire Klingon Empire from civil war. Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Tonight at 11:30.
Hi there. Every time I play, I make sure I wear the right equipment. You should too, especially when you go out to play on your bike. The statistics back me up. Every year, over 250,000 kids suffer serious head injuries while bicycling. The real tragedy is that these injuries can't be prevented just by wearing your safety helmet. To ride like a champ, dress like a champ. But this, remember, there's nothing cool about a head injury. Use your head, wear a helmet.
Now that Al Johnson, better known as Alfie, has warmed up, he will lead off again in this one.
Well, he certainly knows what it's all about, right? After that.
4 horsemen left side. That's what he's looking at. The 1, 2, 4, and 7. Great to look around here and see so many of the bowlers who have come here, the competitors on our program in the past, and guys who have been on this championship show. Right beneath me is Steve Reno. Just missed leaving the head pin. And Tom Morgan, of course. I saw Tom sitting over there. Tom was here for a purpose. I mean, he would have been here anyway, probably, but he was an alternate, and just in case somebody didn't make it.
You may hear some pins falling off camera. That's Jeff Atkins, the second seed in this tournament, beginning his warm-up.
No. Oh, another. As he leaves a single pin over on the right. And he left that one. Now, the first time we see Brian McKinley from Hudson, New Hampshire. He works for Purity Supermarkets. His league average is 121, high single 190, high triple 472. And Brian leaves 2. They are the 2 and 5. He's got it. So he begins with a mark.
Well, that's one way to get the jitters, if you have any, out of the way. First box, put up a mark.
And the fill is...
It'll go.
Oh, he got a break. 3-pin fell. Now he's looking at 2 and 4. For a second mark. Ooh, that hurt. Brian's father, Phil, appeared on our program back in 1971.
Well, if you can't get the mark, don't leave any pins standing, which is what he did.
Al Johnson. Too full. The dreaded spread.
Or the David Letterman smile.
Yeah, right. Got the right side. And, ooh, just one of the 3 on the left.
Al Johnson has bowled 3 boxes in this sequence and has yet to mark him.
And no one knows that better than he.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
He should break that here, though.
Uh-huh. Single pin to pick up. it. I'll tell you one place where the TV is on and the people are gathered around. That's Alfie's Club's 57 in Southwick. All right, Brian McKinley. Another spare leave. He's got the 5 and 9. No, that hurt. A 9.
And it's just amazing how that second ball, the missed ball, can just interrupt the flow just enough.
Mm-hmm. All right, 4 horsemen left side. And he has left a single pin, number 1.
It's 47 total pinfall through those 4 boxes, and this is the bonus ball from Al Johnson.
And he got 7. I'm not sure that he's crazy about the lead with the 5, 7, and 8, but he's moving up. Take a pretty good look at the pins that you see that are on the deck. The jumping around didn't help that time.
It was a nice play, though.
He has 10. $53 through 5.
He just slipped off to the right just as he delivered the ball.
Now looking at 1, 2, and 8.
It's going to come back, but not hard enough.
No. Now, Brian McKinley. Of course, the unusual thing about Brian is that he qualified for this show by losing. Actually, he was in the match against Jeff Atkins when Jeff rolled a 440 and he rolled a 425. But they qualify on this program by having the highest 3-string total. Not necessarily the highest winning 3-string total, just the highest 3-string total. So it's most unusual. All right, now he's looking right at 4, 7. Oh, too full on the 4. Joe Tavernese is the only other who has the highest losing score, 425, in the 35-year history of our program. Too full. This has to be quite a shot if he's going to convert this one.
And remember, too, Holbrook's 422, a losing score to the Olszta on that terrific comeback.
Right.
Now, this has been a plotters type match. Not too many marks.
Ooh, that hurt. A big 6.
Going to go about this business pin by pin. We've done the first 6 boxes and gotten nowhere.
The heavy hitters are standing by. 2 guys who have had 4 strikes in a row in this past season. Five, 6, and 10. That's what Al's looking at. Nope. This game can be so wonderful and yet so frustrating. You can come so close and not make it. Oh man, didn't he want that 2 to go?
And the law of averages suggests that one of them is going to bust through here.
Two still there.
One lonely mark in the 4th box from Al Johnson. One lonely mark in the 1st box for Brian McKinley.
Amazing. All right, Brian McKinley now. Let's see if he can start getting some marks. Not that way. Just 3 pins and ooh, hit the head pin again now.
And remember, he's coming off a 6 in the 6th. It's going to come back. Will it take it?
9.
Again, we stay dead even. 9 in the 7th box for both bowlers.
72 all through 7. Brian can't find the head pin. Oh, it danced right by that 8 pin, but didn't knock it down. A 10.
So a 9 in the 7th box for Brian and a 10 in the 8th box for
How
Brian.
about that?
And
So now we go into the final 2 boxes of this string, tied at 82.
And there is, by the way, if you're wondering, a 2-box roll-off if the 2 gentlemen are tied at the end of the string.
Right. All right, here's a spare leave for Al. 6 and 9. And yes, he has it.
Little orange mark looks nice up there. Haven't been too many.
How true. All right, here's the fill. He got 7 and he got a spare leave. Not the easiest spare leave in the sense that these could be tricky sometimes. You get sometimes 2, sometimes 1. And what he wants right now is all 3. No. So many times that happens. So Al's final score of the first string is a 109. And that's what Brian McKinley has to beat. He needs 28 pins.
He's going to have to pick up a mark of his own. That's obvious.
Wow, the corners went down, everything down except the kingpin, the 5. Now, will he get it?
Oh, no!
Unbelievable. It was a roadblock.
All right, he can't lose the concentration here. Go back and get it and mark in the next one.
All right, now he goes to his final box, needing 18 pins in order to win. Oh, he's going to have to earn it. Wow. It looked as if he had it in the 9th box. And
yes! Oh, wow!
Wow! Holy cow! Holy cow is right. Wow! Watch that pin as it comes across. Look at this. It bounces along, and Brian leaped high in the air. All right, 8 pins to win.
And you may recall in the first match, Greg Holbrook needed a 7 fall to win, and he didn't get it. Here it is.
7 to tie, 8 to win.
He's got 7.
Tied. We will have a 2-box roll-off.
After such personal disappointment in the 9th box for Brian McKinley, an obvious mark, and he didn't get it, to get the most improbable of them in the 10th to set up overtime.
Al Johnson has a spare leave in his first of the 2 boxes in the roll-off. And Al missed a spare leave. It's a 10. Ooh, almost a spread eagle. Well, he's going to try to sweep everything from left to right. It would seem that's how he played it, but
took the gamble.
Just missed and left the 10 pin. All right, let's see what Brian McKinley can do.
Couple of 10s for Al Johnson, and these the 2 boxes of playoff. If we're tied at the end of this, by the way, we'll go on 2 more. So.
Right. All right, Brian has a spare lead. But it's one of those tricky triangles. And we've already seen Al miss one of those. And now Brian misses it.
I tell you what, when there's only 1 pin down there, too, that's isn't the easiest of shots. But he made it look easy.
Okay, now he goes to his 2nd box.
10 to tie, anything better to win.
Right. And standing by, we have Jeff Atkins, followed by Tom Olszta, who will be facing whomever moves all the way up. Here's Brian. Brian has himself a spare lead. He has the 5 and the 9. And he has it. Now he needs 1 pin to make it official. How would you like a gutter ball now?
That's what I would throw now. There it is.
Okay, he wins by 7, and he will be going on to meet Jeff Atkins.
And a great sense of camaraderie at the table. Bowlers congratulating each other, preparing for the next round here on the championship show.
And that will be Brian McKinley against Jeff Atkins right after this.
WCVB, WZLX, and the MDC present a sample of King Richard's Fare free of charge Wednesday, September 1st, 5 to 7 p.m. at the Hat Shell in Boston. Step back in time to a 16th century English marketplace and witness jousting knights, jugglers, magicians, and a host of entertainers, plus interesting Renaissance crafts. King Richard's Fare is open weekends, September 4th through October 24th in South Carver, Massachusetts.
Now in this 1-string roll-off, Brian McKinley will be leading off. Jeff Atkins, of course, with his 440 would be, the bowler would be, as we do in the regular show, would be bowling in the spot where a defending champion would be. It's like having the home team advantage by batting second, you know. Okay, you know what the other guy's done when you get up. 4 horsemen right side plus the corner pin, and Brian does not convert it. He leaves the 1 and the 7. Let's see now what he'll do with this 3rd. Good 10.
Come on, Brian, big press right here now. Come on.
is a strike. All right, this brings up Jeff Atkins, and with 29 appearances and 1 live show championship to his credit, Jeff is the second, I guess you'd call, most experienced or seasoned veteran among the 5 we have here tonight. He's been in the top 10 on the Pro Tour many times, and he and his doubles partner, John Miller, who's here watching tonight, still hold the NBA sanctioned record of 5 strings. They had a combined total of 1453. Until Dan Myrick beat it this past season, Jeff held the NBA 3-string record with a 514. Dan hit a 523. Okay, Jeff begins with 1 pin rocking right now, and he wants to knock that down. Jeff, as we've already mentioned, Ed mentioned when we came on the show, also had 4 strikes in a row earlier this year. And he has a spare.
He was also telling me earlier that in many ways he's more nervous this year than back in 1989 when he had a bowl from the beginning, and you know, you get into a rhythm and you kind of forget where you are. This time he had to wait.
Boy, he really walked up the ladder that time.
Yeah.
Very, very competent Candlepin bowler.
I love his 4-week run this year. 3 times he was over 400, so he's no stranger to putting the pins down.
And they continue to go down. So 8 is the fill. However, he has the 9 and 10 side by side. 1 piece of wood on a slight angle in front of the 9. And not too happy at missing that one.
And again, what compounds it is that this is a 1-string match.
Now Brian McKinley.
And you hate to leave opportunities to mark, opportunities for extra throws open. Brian, of course, is filling the strike. That was the first of those.
And the 4 horsemen left side, and there you go. So he filled his strike. Well, not the best way. Obviously, it would have been for 2 consecutive strikes, 2 more strikes, but at least by making a mark. And now trying to make it 3 in a row.
All he has to do is bring the same ball to the right side as he did the last box.
Now looking at the 1, 3, and 6. And no.
It'll come back.
Yes! The wood came back. So Brian has $50 in bonus money with 2 marks in a row.
Watch this come back. You never think it comes back with enough strength, and then it knocks it over.
Right.
So the fill was 7, and it's 3 marks in a row.
Now Jeff Atkins for the 3rd box. Almost a spread eagle. Two, 4, 7, 3, 6. Great shot, only he didn't get the 3. All right, now what Jeff has to keep saying, of course, is, all right, there are 7 boxes to go. My opponent is hot, and he's had 3 marks in a row, but I got plenty of boxes left. And he has a split. 4-7, 6-10.
hoping for some sidewall action, but didn't get it.
Ralph's called a lob.
It's a $7. All right. We will be back with the rest of this string right after this.
Hey, you're gonna go ape over these seals. I mean, we're not monkeying around. You gotta save.
Who needs gimmicks when you can get a great deal on a Mazda Protege with a basic bumper-to-bumper warranty that's unsurpassed in its class? Now, during Mazda Simple Summer Savings Days, the value is greater than ever on every Mazda sedan. But hurry, they're going fast.
Save, here.
No gimmicks, just great deals. Mazda, it just feels right.
Who wants some cake? Wow, look at all those presents. Come on, everybody, it's game time. Ouch! Now cut that out.
After 4 boxes, Brian McKinley is at 57 with a bonus ball to throw, and of course he has 3 marks in a row. 6 more with a split and no wood to help. 3, 6, 10 on the right, 4 pin over on the left, and okay, the string of marks has stopped at 3. And he will wind up with an 8 box. Four horsemen left side and the 9 pin. Not an easy shot. Good try.
Nicely played, yeah.
It's so tough to get the 9 or the 8 when the 4 horsemen are to the opposite side. It's a 9 box. So the door opened just a little bit now for Jeff Atkins.
And you see the hill he has to climb.
It's a big one.
But remember, the 4 highest scorers this season. Atkins has 2 of them, and Tommy Olszta has 2 of them. So these men have dropped some pins.
Probably a lot of people kind of hoping that they would be the 2 that would be in the final. But Brian McKinley is doing his best to make sure that that doesn't happen.
You know, I've often thought, too, that, you know, Tommy Olszta's had 3 of the top 5 scores this year. Does he deserve more than 1 chance? You know what I mean?
All right, the object pin right now becomes the 2. And Jeff got everything except the 7. Had the 2, 4, 5, 7, and 10, and got everything except the 7. A lob costs him another pin, so that's a 9 box, as Ralph Stewart calls it.
Second time Atkins has been called for it. Second time in the last 3 boxes.
All right, coming into the 6th box now, down by 18 pins. I know we were talking earlier when he had 7 boxes to go that he had to keep thinking about that, but now it's getting a little bit tighter. Over on the right, Tom Olszta warming up. Ooh, not a typical Jeff Atkins first ball.
Really
leaving over on the right the 3, 6, and 3, 6, 10, plus he's got the 5 pin and the 4 and 7. A lot of pins. Jeff is capable of making some spectacular spares, but right now you're doing a little wood chopping.
And right now, if you look at his string, it's been a mark in the first frame and then pretty much dry since.
All right, Brian McKinley now moving up with a lead of 18. And 4 boxes to go.
If he holds this lead, he's 4 boxes from the 2-string championship round.
Is it going to fall? Yes.
Yes.
He's got a strike.
Johnny looked down the alley at the pin and he kind of shrugged his shoulders and said, "Come on, give me a break. You got to go." And boy, it does. Took a while.
Look at the
we're
way.
patient tonight. Oh.
You can imagine what Jeff Atkins was saying to that pin. Now Brian, with his bonus ball, gets himself 6. All right, he left 1 and did not get the spare, so let's see if it's going to be a 10 box. It is.
And he filled the strike with 9. Then a 10 box in the 8th.
So he's getting his, I don't know whether you call it his revenge, because after all, it was the match against Jeff that got him here. But I guess he'd like to even it. Is that a better way of saying it? All right, Jeff Atkins.
But it almost shows you that timing is everything in life. I'm sure Atkins would rather it be reversed when they had their head-to-head matches and who won, you know.
All right, spare lead right now, 6 and 10.
And you almost categorize this as a must-make.
Oh, yeah. Oh, another miss like he had in the second box.
Of all the spaces at the end you'd expect him to hit, that was the last one.
A 10. You know, in that second box, it really bothered him when he missed. You remember, he really reacted to that as much as to say, "Oh, I wanted that. I wanted that. I wanted that." And I think he's been pressing ever since. Of course, Brian put the pressure on to make him press. Once again, he has a 2-pin spare lead. This is the 6 and 9.
And if we were bowling in the normal format that would present, you'd have 3 strings to go ahead and iron it out.
Oh boy, it's tough. You're right. With 1 string. And all right, he has the spare. Now the final 2. We would assume the final 2. Brian McKinley of Hudson, New Hampshire. There's an unusual configuration with the 1, 2, and 9, and no wood. Little sigh of relief from Jeff and his supporters. He's pinning very well, though, Brian. A 10 and a 119. And Jeff at 82 plus a bonus ball.
So you can see, still on the edge, but still with striking distance. And I mean that literally. Look at this.
And they go down, except for the 10-pin for Brian.
And he has a clean run at the 10-pin.
Imagine that. And I'm sure that Jeff thought, wow, I never expected him to miss it. I got a little break here. Then all of a sudden, that piece of wood came rolling across.
You know, sometimes you just look up to the heavens and say, the bowling god's in my back pocket right now. Look at that. And he fills it with that. Holy cow. Well, you saw a man just A ball that goes, just thanking everyone for the role he had, and he comes out and just powers him out. How do you like that?
How would you like to be Jeff coming up now at 82 through 8 and looking at 139 up on the board already for Brian?
Well, you just take it one strike at a time, you know what I mean?
Brian's been very relaxed. And, you know, a lot of people, I think, thought that, you know, Brian isn't as well known. He was in with Tall Cotton, I'll tell you, you know. I mean, these guys. A 9.
Well, tonight he's just been cotton picking good.
I knew you wouldn't let that one go by.
But we're still a triple away.
All right. Here's the first one, huh? Nope. Well, Jeff told you that he was nervous. And congratulations from Jeff to Brian McKinley, who has won this one, 139 to 104, and goes on to face Tom Olszta in a 2-string roll-off right after this.
AT&T proudly presents Saltimbanco.
I am neither man nor woman, neither god nor demon, neither song nor tale. I am no one. I am Legion. I am Saltimbanco, the all-new show of Cirque du Soleil.
Believe the dream. Buy your tickets now.
Rock. Rock Supreme. Bike. Bike Supreme. Vacation. Vacation Supreme. World. World Supreme. Taco. Taco Supreme.
The Taco Bell Supremes.
Nachos. Nacho Supreme.
Something special. The works.
Burrito. Burrito Supreme.
Everything we've got, starting at just 89 cents.
Bell. Bell Supreme.
Tom Olszta. And Tom will lead it off in the first of these 2 strings. Obviously, he will be rolling second in the second of them. And Tom begins with a strike. Tom has a league average of 136. He has a high single of 209. His high triple is 504. And he is, as far as Candlepin bowling is concerned, at his young age, he is a Candlepin legend. First bonus ball. A 9-pin drop. The 7-pin is the only pin he has to pick up now for 2 in a row. All over it. So he begins with a pair. Now Brian McKinley comes up.
Is it me, or is this place getting noticeably louder as we've gotten into this match?
Yes, you're right. Noticeably louder. Brian is looking at 4 horsemen left side. Behind that, he's got the 5 and the 8. And over on the right, he has the 10-pin. Still has 4 pins up. Oh, wasn't that a pretty shot?
Sweet.
That was a, oh my, what a great shot that was.
Brian McKinley from Hudson, New Hampshire has really been bowling well tonight. That was a terrific shot.
Now, Brian has a spare lead. 2 and 4. And he has it. Ralph Stewart calls time. He's got to get a pin that's loose.
I'll tell you what, I even think psychologically, although as Ralph gets a hand, although this is a two-string championship roll-off, I think it's important for Brian to mark early, as Olszta marked early, to show him that he's going to stay there right now.
Tommy's making his 71st overall appearance in our program tonight. Spread eagle.
Phillips
and he got just 4.
Yeah.
Five of the last 7 weeks while he's been winning on our morning show on Saturday. Oh, he almost pulled it off. He's had 400 or better on 5 of those.
He was telling me earlier that almost with every ball he thinks he has to prove himself. Each time out, he's only as good as his next ball, if you will. I wouldn't think a guy who has performed so well for so long would have to still prove himself, but that's how he feels.
Well, I guess that's what makes him as great as he is. And you know, out of the 4 possible opponents that he could face tonight, he has already faced every one of them except Brian
McKinley. Couple of 9s to the 3rd and 4th box. His fill is 8.
And he's looking at 2 and 4 to convert.
I was talking to a lot of the bowlers before the match, just trying to figure out if they worry about the guy they're playing, and at least one of them to a man said they don't. You got to worry so much about how you're playing.
Yeah, another. Boy, I'll tell you, Brian is showing he belongs.
He's marked in the 2nd, he's marked in the 3rd.
Another bonus. And a half Worcester.
A disappointing slap of the hands at the end of it.
Corners are full. 7 and 10.
This is my favorite attempt.
An 8. So after 4 boxes right now, it's a 4-pin lead for Tom Olszta, 52-48.
I can't believe it's light beer.
Believe it.
No.
Yes.
I'm shocked. It doesn't taste like a light beer at all.
It is.
No way. A light beer usually doesn't have that bravado.
Bravado? There's a new light beer for people who wouldn't consider a light beer.
I want to see the label.
Introducing Coors Extra Gold Light compared to Bud.
I can't believe it's Extra Gold Light and it's still darker than Bud.
Looks and tastes like regular beer. You won't believe it's a light.
How'd you do it? How'd you do it?
Coors Extra Gold Light. It's the rich, smooth, darker light beer.
Say that 3 times.
Tom Olszta rolling in the 5th box of the first of 2 final string for the championship with a $10,000 first prize. Runner-up will receive $5,000. Three pins and nope. Once again, a tricky triangle denies the bowler the mark. I've seen that so often. When he fires the ball, you almost expect a strike every time. A spare, and Brian McKinley jumps right up to go back to work. In addition to the $10,000 first prize, we'll also be giving a bonus prize, a luxurious velvet recliner from Rotman's Furniture, to the winner. Brian McKinley. 1, 2, 9, 10. No wood. And as soon as he released it, he knew he was going to miss the object pin. He just turned around. And the only one he got was the 9. It's an 8 box.
Second straight 8 box. And right now, this is a nip and tuck boxing match.
He's opposite a spare by Tommy Olszta. Half Worcester right side. Two, 4, and 10. 4 or 10. Yes. Nice shot.
Olszta's filling. He's already at 72. This ball will add to it.
+72 9. He does explode those pins.
I was just going to say, as you said a few seconds ago, when he throws it, you expect them all to go.
He got a break there, but I don't know what he was trying to. Apparently, he was trying to hit the piece of wood on the right side and have it kick back and knock down. You know, maybe he just missed it. I just don't. I don't expect that.
You mean that's not how they put it on the chalkboard, Coach? It'll come back.
6. 1, 2, 7, and 9. Everything down except the 7. The 10.
And at 107 through the first 8 boxes, first string, there are 2 strings in this championship roll-off.
Chopped out some wood. He has no wood to help, so he's looking at the 2, 4, 7 and the 3, 6. Ooh, a 7 box.
Right now, he almost appears to be rushing it just a bit. Slow down, take your time. It's your show. Pace yourself.
Two pin and 6 pin. Wood just to the right of the 2 pin. He used it. Made the spare.
And a great big sigh of relief from Brian McKinley as he does it. As you see the shot he makes, which will give him a bonus ball the next time he throws. And Olszta has a spare leave.
3 pin and the 6. And he's got it.
And 3 of the last 4 boxes Tommy Olszta has marked.
Seven and a side saddle triangle. This one is made up of the 2, 5, and 8. He's got it in the 10th box.
This is quite a finish, quite a flurry at the end of the string for him.
And he adds 6 more. So Tom Olszta has rolled, I guess, You almost want to say a typical 140.
Typical? Is there such thing, huh? McKinley has an 83 pinfall right now. And remember this to Phil. Great Phil.
Big strike. Big, important strike.
Perfect Phil. Excellent time, if there is an excellent time, better than another to throw one. He fills the mark with 10. The strike will give him a couple of more bonus balls, and you see already how he's
103. Didn't want that one. Got 5. It's the first of 2 strings.
He fills the strike with 7.
140 to 118. That's the, but remember, it's total pinfall for the 2 strings. And we have another one to go. And we can hardly wait to see the next one between Brian McKinley and Tom Olszta right after this.
Looking for a great car at a great price? Well, your local Nissan dealers are having one of their biggest sales events of the year.
I was in the right place, and it must have been the right time.
Choose from a great selection of Nissan Altimas, the best-selling new car nameplate introduced this year. And it's very affordable. Right now, you can lease an Altima XE for only $1,000 down and just $199 a month. Your local Nissan dealer, it's the right place at the right time.
I was in the right place, and it must have been the right time.
You're in control of your 800 number now, and you can take it wherever you want. But why take a chance on sending it somewhere far away? Keep it here with New England Telephone, so you won't lose control of it. Now we can manage all your 800 needs with competitive rates and the reliability and service you can only get from your local phone company. Call us. We're the one for you, New England. New England Telephone, part of the 9X family.
It's a brand new day. It took a lot to reach the top, and now we're here to stay. I'm every woman's how
Oprah, weekdays at 5 on Channel 5.
Now the deciding string, and this time Brian will lead it off.
$22 pins down.
Got a split. Little unhappy, and understandably so. So he begins with a 10. Spread eagle. Didn't get the right side, left the 3-pin.
Almost looked like he labored in that box.
Sure did. All right, let's see what Tom Olszta does now.
Look at that average, 136. 140 in the first string.
No. 7-pin rocking back and forth, and that's what some of the activity, some of the noise you heard was about. 4, 7, and 10, and 3 pieces of wood. It's amazing. He, as young as he is, of course, he's been bowling for a long, long time. He was still a teenager when he came on our program for the first time. But when you looked at that shot, and there were 2 pieces of wood over near the 2 pins over on the left, and 1 piece of wood over near the 10, you wouldn't have expected him to go where he did, but he... Right, but he knows how forcefully he hits the ball and the wood, and he knew that if he hit it properly, he'd get sidewall action to come back for the 10, and he almost pulled it off.
And he hit that one properly to
Put up the strike in the second box.
All right, Brian McKinley now rolling in the third and fourth. 4 horsemen right side plus the 7-pin. Waiting for wood to settle down, obviously. Beautifully took out the 4 horsemen, but did not get the bounce over to get the 7. They kept tumbling, but 3 of them stayed up. The 2, the 7, and the 10. Wood in front of the 10, wood behind the 2. Nope.
And we remind you, we're creeping ever so close to a Candlepin champion. And right now, Brian McKinley trying to hang on to this match.
Barely 1 and 3.
And it's remarkable. When it first started out, it didn't look like it would be that.
But he gets so much action.
He's got it. Another one. He fills the strike with 10 and another mark.
And a chance for some bonus money.
Phil is 6.
Leaving the 2, 4, 7, and 10.
Oh, yes! That's worth $50 just to see that shot.
Look at it again on replay. This is the kind of evening and a kind of season that Tommy Olszta has had. 3 marks in a row.
Okay, we'll be back with this exciting match right after this.
Bartender, send me down a Rolling Rock.
You got it.
Excuse me, pardon me, can I get through?
Rolling Rock. One spring, one brewery for a fresh, clean taste every time.
Can you make that 2 Rolling Rocks?
You got it.
Now appearing, a well-equipped Dodge Shadow for around $9,500. Dakota Sport with an available Magnum engine for under $11,000. Or own this Caravan, including air at no extra charge for under $14,600.
All right, Brian McKinley.
So right now has to feel like he has to climb Mount McKinley.
Not bad, Ed. All right, he's looking right now at the 2, 4, and 10. Can he pull it off? Oh, he knew as soon as he released it that he was going to miss the object pin, the 2. A 9. He wants it to stay. Yes, stay. I need you. All right, 1, 7, 10.
No.
Nice shot. And you know, our high-low jackpot on our regular show is now up to $3,400. And the men were not able to do anything with it, but the ladies are coming back, and who knows?
And that is exactly why Brian McKinley wanted to one pin to stay, wanted to use it. Of course, Tommy Olszta hasn't won this championship since 1985. He is in control at this point.
He just adds 9 more to that 4th box. And the only pin standing is the 10.
It's been a great year of focus and concentration.
Ooh, surprise, surprise. And he can't believe it either. That would have been worth another $50 in bonus money. It's a 10. Now he's got a 51 pin after 5 boxes here, and he had 22 in reserve coming into it. Two pins, and he didn't get them. Yes, he did.
Holy cow!
Does he wave a magic wand?
I guess so. And this is what the magic wand looks like. The ball disappears and then reappears and takes the 2 pins out. Even Brian McKinley stepped up and smiled at that shot.
Brian's shaking his head and got a big grin on his face, as much as say, how am I supposed to beat a guy like this who can pull off shots like this? Brian right now looking at 4 horsemen left side and the 9 pin. Doesn't get a mark here. It's an 8.
That's the way the game goes. The box previous, Olszta gets somehow the 2 pins to go in this box. McKinley cannot.
Once again, he has 4 horsemen plus a tough one, 9 in back. Nine. Think Tommy's got a chance? This is a fill on a spare.
Oh, my!
And so close to a strike. He's got another spare. A split.
Did you see the 2 pins come out and bang heads against each other?
Yeah. Can he put a ball right in the middle there?
No! Yes. No! Oh, no!
Wasn't that beautiful?
Oh, no!
You knew that if he put the ball right in the middle, it would happen. And so, he just did it.
All hail the new champion.
Consecutive marks.
And somehow through this, Brian McKinley has to bowl. He has made shots in this string that have been remarkable.
That was just too much, I'll tell you. You looked at that and you said, it's almost like Willie Mosconi setting up a trick shot and then doing it.
Doing it, right.
Brian McKinley now down to his last 2, and of course, he's got to be a happy guy because he came in here as 3rd. He's going to walk away with $5,000 for finishing 2nd to Tom Olszta.
And as Don pointed out earlier in the show, that his number was high enough, although in a losing cause, to get here. So it's turned out very nicely for him.
So at least he finishes with a mark.
Hammer would be great right here, huh?
Would it ever?
Get it, get it.
Son of a gun, he almost got it. And the congratulations, just a question of what will Tom Olszta's final score be?
The early celebration, the applause, a partial standing ovation for the inevitable champion, Tom Olszta.
Hey, look at that.
And he isn't going to go out one by one. He's going to go out strike by strike.
More bonus money, another $50 in bonus money. He came in on the head pin, all right. Just a question of what it will be. The finals. And a great hand for Tom Olszta, who wins the $10,000, and we'll be back for that presentation right after this.
At Atlantic Chrysler Plymouth Toyota's August clearance sale, you can buy a new car or truck for as little as 2% over invoice. Buy a Chrysler for 2% over invoice. Buy a Toyota for 2% over invoice. Buy a Plymouth for 2% over invoice. Over 300 vehicles available for this sale, but hurry. This tremendous sale ends Monday, August 30th. Atlantic Chrysler Plymouth Toyota, Route 1A, the Linway in Lynn. Don't miss the most fantastic August clearance sale ever.
How would you like to score big points for Jerry's Kids? Hi, I'm Ed Pinkney, and this is Billy. And you can help slam dunk muscular dystrophy when you participate in MDA's Isles of Smiles program. Just stuff your basket with your favorite products at participating supermarkets. When you buy Isles of Smiles products, a percentage of what you spend goes to Jerry's Kids. Look for coupons in your Sunday, August 29th newspaper and shop the aisles that make you smile.
Is this young man something? Tommy, you're phenomenal, I'll tell you. I know that you're probably not interested too much in this from Din Brothers, but also we have the additional bonus prize of a Rotman chaise, a luxurious velvet recliner from Berkline. You're very familiar with it, I know, but the most important thing, of course, is $10,000. I love it. You are the greatest.
I'll tell you. Those two shots in the second string were remarkable.
Well, you get lucky sometimes. Ball come out of the pit, so soft. You know, call it a working ball, I guess. Call it something else too if you want, but I'll take it.
I call it good night. Thanks for being with us.
Great show. And Tom Olszta looked every bit like the #1 bowler tonight. The king of candlepins, the man they're all talking about tonight, is Tommy Olszta. He wins the Candlepin Championship, the show you saw right here on Channel 5. We go to the tape. Some terrific shots tonight. Brian McKinley, the #3 seed tonight. What a terrific shot that was. Watch the replay of it. You get the better impact when you see the replay. Watch the pin take out the 10. But most of the great shots were made by Tom Olszta. Watch and listen.
2 pins, and he didn't get them.
Yes, he did. Holy cow!
A split. Can he put a ball right in the middle there?
No! Yes. No! Oh, no!
Wasn't that beautiful?
Oh, no! It was beautiful. Watch this. Have you ever seen that shot before? I never have. Olszta wins with a 2-string total of 296 to his opponent's 225, 156 in the second string to win the $10,000 top prize as the Candlepin champion. Love that music. Don't you love that music?